Hey there, and happy Tuesday evening. So it's kind of later, but boy, has it been a busy day. I almost feel like it was Monday all over again, because usually Mondays are my most productive days, and today has just been kind of steady, like as fast as I can get everything done all day today. I took my mom out for her doctor appointment, and so I didn't get my email out as fast as I wanted to, and all of a sudden there was like the surprise of the refresh of current retired products. Some of them got reduced, some more, some new items were added to the last chance list and such, and so I wanted to place my own order. I wanted to let you guys know about things. There's 2 new kits that were released today, more celebration items that were released today, so check out this Facebook page. If you don't currently get my emails and would like to, just shoot me a message with your email and I can add you to my list as well too. So surprising products for the things that are added as the second celebration kind of bonus to us, like stamp sets, one of my favorite punches, a whole die set of the letters, alphabet letters. So there's some really good things, as well as the nice thing is the things that we have liked that have been on celebration for freebie choices, they're still all in. Sometimes things sell out, and I'm not saying that that won't happen, but it's always nice to know that those things are still available as well. So why am I here tonight? Because I have a card that I'm going to make for you guys. I'm kicking off Dawn Earlbeck's card number 1 for her virtual party, and super excited to do that. And I had all of these ideas going through my mind, and I didn't narrow anything down ahead of time, and I'm so glad I didn't, because when I saw that the Planted Paradise stamp set was one of the celebration choices that just got released today, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make a card with that. And I struggle sometimes just to do, they're called clean and simple cards. Clean and simple mean no designer series paper, you're just stamping and making the design very simple and just clean and simple. That's just, you'll see it and you'll know what that means. And a lot of times people ask me, like, you know, how do you come up with your ideas and such? I start with designer series paper almost all the time. Anybody that knows me, I would say 99 out of 100 cards that I design about are made with designer series paper, and I love just pulling out like a favorite pattern or favorite color scheme and kind of just going from there. And so then when I finish today's card, I'm like, there's no designer series paper. That's what makes it look clean and simple. And so, yeah, so that's kind of fun. Let me see. I was just going to see if on my stack here, yeah, I do have something I want to show you when I get my camera flipped around. So without further ado, let me get my camera turned around. Hello, Kirsten and Fran and Donna. Thank you so much for those of you that made it out to my stamp camp in Medelia last night. It was a smaller group, but it was so good. I really had fun just getting to chat a little bit more with a smaller group. And I told them I planned the projects accordingly. We did some like unique fun folds and something that was a little bit more of a project because of the fun fold, and I will be doing a Facebook Live hopefully sometime next week to show you that, so that everybody stays in the loop too. I never want anybody to feel like they're missing out just because they didn't get to an event too. Oh, so before I forget, so like one of the new freebies added is the alphabet a la mode. And so you've been seeing cute cards made like this with the Friendly Seagulls, which is a free celebration stamp. And then I Love You More Than Snacks. How fun is that? But it's just fun when you can do that. For a while, I went through a phase when I made everybody, like, this is not the same alphabet. That's why I wanted to get out the alphabet. But you could do something like this with this. So this is the free celebration choice. So literally you could get, with a $60 order, this huge set of the alphabet a la mode dies, the entire set with the $60 order. So that is a great, great value. But I just want to let you know that these are not the ones included, but it's the idea, right? When I see things like that, I get excited, because it's like, okay, maybe I don't have that, but I have something else that will work. So I wanted to just kind of throw that out there, because I'm never sure, you know, when things might sell out for the celebration choices. And sometimes that celebration choice might sell out, but the product itself might be available to purchase at the full price too. So, so that's kind of the difference there too. Hi, Missy. Missy, you'll be glad to know I had a great time with June stamping last night. For anybody that knows June, she's 93 and she is just a gem. And we can like tease each other back and forth, and she's a great stamper. So it was great to have her at my class last night. She might be currently my oldest stamper. So that's great. All right, so let me get started making Dawn's card. Like I said, this is Dawn Earlbeck. She is my newest virtual hostess, and so this is her host code. So if you order and want to help out her party, just plug in this 8-digit code. It's also pinned to the top of this Facebook page, so that will help you too. And like I said, today's card, clean, simple, for those of you that are just joining me. So I'm going to start, well, first I like showing you kind of the color combination. So I've got some Very Vanilla, the Copper Clay, and Garden Green. And I was going to kind of just go with like the Copper Clay, hoping to, you know, pop with color if this was like a darker color, and maybe put it with soft seafoam. And I thought, wow, that really washed that out fast. So I put the soft seafoam away, and then when I brought out the Garden Green, I thought, oh gosh, that just makes everything look happy. So that'll be, you know, like the winner for tonight, right? And not saying that the other choices aren't always great, but I just felt like this made everything just like pop and come together. Oh, Missy, we would love to have you. That would be awesome. Okay, so that's my color combination. I'm going to start my stamping on a piece of Very Vanilla that is 3.5 inches by 4.75. And let me just open up my soft seafoam ink pad here. Oh, maybe. I was going to say it was just open, and I re-inked it even since I made my card, and that always makes me nervous. I didn't try to put on too much ink in between making my card and my live, but it just seemed a little dry or sticky, and so I'm always nervous because then I don't know if that's gonna make my stamp, like if it's too newly juicy, then sometimes my photopolymer doesn't like that either. Okay, so whoops, I almost got the wrong stamp. So, oh, let me show you. Yeah, we are working with Planted Paradise. So this is in the annual catalog. This can be free with a $60 order. Lots of cute little pots, and like this can go on top of that and such. And so it's meant to be like you can here see this, where just really cute. And so then how do I want to say? Yeah, you can see where some of the things are reversed, like the different elements and such too. So cute stamp set. So we've got that, and then okay, the other thing I wanted to show you, I feel like I'm at a loss for words how to describe this. So it's reversible. So if you don't like the design on this pot, you can just flip the stamp over. Like so. So it's kind of a thicker photopolymer, I think anyway. And so you just use the opposite side. You can see the design, but then you can use the flat side. So you might also want to be careful when you're putting it on your block so that you get it to the right way. So you might go, oh, I think this design reminds me of something that's not the look I'm going for, but I want that size of pot or that shape of pot. Then you can have that. So that is what that means. And same with all of these leaves and different things. If you want it to be more subtle, or if you want to stamp it like a lighter color for the background and then a darker color on top to make it look full and filled in, that is what that is for as well. So that is, like I said, it's in the catalog. You can purchase it, but you can also get it for free now as of today through the end of February because of Celebration. Hi there, Jill. Good to see you on here. All right, so now I can start my stamping on my piece of Very Vanilla. So I'm just going to take this single leaf here, soft seafoam, and I'm going to put that in the middle of my card. I'm going to stamp that, kind of going out 3 different ways, like so. And then I know that my basket here, or my pot, is going to be about that big. So that'll kind of give you an idea of, I know what I'm working with space-wise. All right, so then next I'm going to get out my Garden Green ink pad. And I'm going to take these 3 little leaves together here. And so this is going to be kind of my backdrop. And now this is going to be in the foreground. And I'm going to ink that up and stamp that like so. So that's going to be solid there, like that. And then we can do our inking up of our clay pot here. All of a sudden, and I don't know if it's because it's winter in Minnesota, everything felt dry. So I re-inked actually all of these colors. So I hope that's not going to be too much. We'll see, especially with photopolymer. It just doesn't kind of lie. So got a little dark, but actually I kind of think that looks cool. Like just to have that little mottled look, it kind of makes it look natural. I like that. And this I'm going to fussy cut. So I think because it's a little bit darker, wetter, I'm just going to let it dry for a second. It's not like it's terrible, but I'm going to also need the happy birthday in the copper clay. So I'm just going to stamp that out, the happy birthday. And the happy birthday is coming from an also free stamp set in celebration, the day to celebrate. And I know a lot of you have been using, like in my classes, the megaphone and the ribbon, all day your way. It's a good day to celebrate. I've been using that a lot, as well as like the confetti and different things. I like the OMG, hooray, happy birthday, and the congrats. So today we're using happy birthday, and then on the inside we're going to put to you, happy birthday to you. So that is where that is coming from. All right, so I think I can start to do some of the next steps, and I'm going to still wait to cut this out because what makes this card fun, I think, for those of you just joining, here's the card again. So I'm this far, and hopefully I haven't stamped down too low. I think it'll be fine. All right, so I'm going to bring over my cut and emboss machine, and we are going to emboss this layer. And what I'm going to use to emboss is the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. It's kind of got like that macrame look to it. So let me put my design towards that logo face down, and then that will emboss it with the ridges the way I want it to be, kind of that pattern with it showing the upside. And then I'm going to put that through just my plate number 1, and then that gray base plate, because it is a 3D embossing folder. And this is just so fun to see these leaves then on this embossed piece, this embossed layer. It just adds so much texture. And I think because of the plants and the color combination, it does kind of remind me of like the old-fashioned jute, and just kind of has that nice cozy feel. Now the pot, I want to get close. A lot of times when I cut things out, I kind of like to leave that white layer around it. But this one I want to cut so that there's no very vanilla showing. I would say white layer. It doesn't matter if it's very vanilla or not. I think you know what I mean when I say that. I often keep that edging on there. And this time I'm going to have just the pot showing. So I'm going to cut that. Very easy to cut out. There are no dies for this stamp set. So I want to let you know that. So that's ready to go here. But before I put on, I just kind of want to make sure that there was still room. Actually, I don't know if I like it that low, but you know what? I'm going to still finish the card, and I think it'll make sense. And you can pick and choose. Some of you might go, you know what? I kind of like it lower like that, and just kind of weights down instead of having this pot floating in the air, right? Okay, so since this was 3.5 by 4.75, I cut the next layer, which is copper clay, 3.75 by 5 inches, and now this is ready to go on that. And I kind of go a little slow and steady with this, because when it's 3D embossing folder on this, and I want to get some good adhesive on there, sometimes the cardstock can roll up into that. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, because some of you have said that you've had that happen. And so if you go slow and steady, it'll work. And now this is ready to go on my card base, which is that garden green color. So I've got that, and then this is gonna go. And don't you just love these colors together? I don't know if I've used garden green and copper clay together, but like anything, it's always, you know, what project are you working on? What is your theme? Well, for this type of thing, the greens and that just go together so well. So now I can take some dimensionals and put those on the back here of this copper pot here. I'll do about 3 of them. And then take off those backs, and then that can go like so. So now I feel like it just makes those plants all come alive there. So that's fun. And then we've got that happy birthday. So I'm just going to, clip that off and clip this off. And then I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back side here. And now I'm going to attach that to a strip. So this is about a 1/2 inch strip, as well as this garden green is also a 1/2 inch strip. And I'm just kind of popping that up, kind of nesting it. So there's some on the side, and it's going to sit above that. And then I'm going to cut so that there's just a little bit on this side, and eyeing about a 1/4 inch on either side. And this is going to go on here like so. Like I said, I wanted this to be just a nice, clean and simple look. But before I put this down, I'm going to grab some of this jute. And copper clay is an in color, so I'm using the 2023 through 2025 in color jute trim. That's that 5-pack of the in colors, and last year's in colors. And so they're still, we know that they're good for 2 years. So what I do with this is I take and kind of pinch it in the middle and kind of do a figure 8 like so. So it kind of looks like a bow. And then I'm just going to cut that. And then I'm going to pull over my, take your pick tool and grab a mini glue dot there. And then this, I'm just going to put that pinched middle down like so. So it just is going to look like that. And now we're going to bring this happy birthday back over. And I'm just going to put a dimensional on either side of the sentiment there. And that's going to create like a little channel there for this jute to fit through. So I've got that. And then that's going to set down just like so. And there's just that one glue dot holding that because the dimensionals on either side. So you still can kind of give it a little bit of a tug, like if you want more of this showing, and then you can just repress it into that glue dot, and then it's still going to stay. But I kind of like how that gives it that little bit of, you know, like a twiny macrame look to go with that too. So she uses glue with embossing folders. Now I'm kind of like, wondering what that means. I use so much glue with embossing folders. It's better for me. Glue. You might have to tell me what that means, Missy. I don't know. Maybe it's an obvious thing. So I'm trying to think what that would mean. Maybe other people know. maybe I need to be onto a new technique. You'll have to clue me in. All right, so now to finish this, I knew I wanted to do a little bit of an embellishment. And so what I thought about first was, let me get out both of them, the metallic, where are they? Here we go. The neutrals. Here we go. Neutrals adhesive back sequins. So we have all those nice metallic looks like the silver, the gold, the copper, and like the brassy looking ones. And I thought, well, that could be fun. So I'm not saying it's not. That would be a really fun addition to the copper pot. And then what I thought was fun is once I added these greens and kind of put that on there and started to kind of compare the two, I loved how it really made the greenery on my card instantly pop. And I never know like if that comes through with the camera angle and everything. So I'm just putting one large one down there and then 2 over here. And I know my friend Kirsten's watching and she's going to be like, there you go, a 3. I dare you to put 5, but I just don't think there's room for 5 on here. I think it might look goofy and take away the simpleness. I don't know. All right, so you've got that one, and this was my sample. And like I said, this one sits up a little higher. I don't know. I guess they're both kind of decent. I do like the way this one kind of grounds itself by looking on the bottom, but this one I thought I might like better. I don't know. You might have to let me know, although there's not that much difference. We're talking maybe about a 1/2 inch difference, so it's not that big of a deal. And then let's quick make up the inside of the card. So here I've got a 4 by 5 1/4, very vanilla piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to come back with this light leaf and just kind of stamp that up lightly in my soft seafoam and just kind of put that in the middle there. And then from that Day to Celebrate stamp set from Celebration, I'm going to ink up the To You, and that's going to be in the garden green. So that's going to show up over top of that. And I think without re-inking, I think I'm just going to add a second leaf here like so, because it looks a little goofy maybe like that, but I kind of liked the follow through of the green, and so I've got kind of a shadow mirroring that over there too. And I think that's probably all it needs. If I put that big pot in here to kind of coordinate the front to the middle, I think it's just going to take up so much space it might look kind of silly. I don't know. I think the spacing wise, it's best to leave that off of the inside. All right, so we've got Happy Birthday to You, clean and simple. So, oh, Melinda loves embossing folders. That is good. Yes, thank you. Oh, okay. So once she's embossed her paper to glue down. Okay. Yeah. Yep. And so that makes sense. So yeah. So if you are frustrated, very good point, Missy. So if you're frustrated, like with this, when you're putting this type of adhesive, the double stick tape on those, especially 3D embossing folders, but probably any embossing folder, a lot of people do like the glue, and Missy has a great point. Yeah. If that's frustrating, or you feel like you're tearing up too much of it, which if you tear it up, then you might not be able to get anything to stick down because you just are tearing away that layer of that cardstock. Use your glue. I've always got in fact, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these tipped upside down ready to go. So this would be a great way to get that embossing folder down. That embossed layer down. So that's why I was like thinking, how do you put glue in your embossing folder? But it's after you put this through the folder and then put that layer down. Very good. I'm so glad you clarified, just in case I wasn't the only one. But now that you said that, that makes perfect sense. So thanks so much for the compliments and such too. And Donna says, I like the one you just made. It seems to have a darker green on the plants and a darker brown on the pot. Okay, so yeah, so for those of you that are joining in late, I just made this just a little bit ago, and this is the one I just made for you live. The difference between the two cards is I re-inked all 3 of my ink pads just a little bit, not too much, because I felt like they were kind of dry. So for those of you that do order and use Dawn's host code, you'll be getting these, the set of 3 that I'm making this week. And so maybe each of yours will look a little different depending on how much ink and pressure that I put on each card and such, but they'll all look very similar. So this is just card 1 out of the 3 that I'll be doing this week. Like I said, I was excited. At one point during the day, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to get all my emails, my notifications sent out. And then if you follow this page too, you can see that I set up my next schedule of events. I've got like 4 events coming up. And throughout the next couple of months. So it's not like I sometimes stress myself out with, putting events so close together. So I've got my open house will be my next in-person event, and that's going to be February 22nd. So I've given myself some time to prepare because it is in my home, and I do go through a lot of work for that. But then afterwards, you'll be seeing me at my usual locations too. So you can see that whole schedule here, as well as on my website too. If you go to the calendar, you can see everything coming up kind of at a bigger glance too as well. So thank you so much for joining in and see me put together Dawn Earlbeck's card number 1. There are still host codes for my month of February, and my other hostess, Linda Buss, too. So we've got 3 host codes going, and if you say you ordered, like got crazy and ordered 3 different times and used 3 different host codes, you'd be getting the different benefits that I give you for each of those host codes as a little thank you from me. So that's how much I appreciate you helping myself as well as my current online hostesses too. So my goal is to come back to you tomorrow with card number 2 for Dawn Erlbeck's virtual party. Have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye.